Welcome to today's sprinting session. We are continuing to celebrate August's TBRathon weekend. There are sirens in the background, so it's just one of those days. I live on quite a busy road, and so this is a daily occurrence. If you can hear it, I do apologize. And if I made anyone else look outside their window thinking, is it me? It's not you. It's me. But I have a poll going, and it will close soon, just so it's not distracting to those who are either on their phones or on another device, because I know sometimes the chat, when there's a poll, doesn't allow you to see what other people are commenting. It can be frustrating. So I want to confirm I will be closing the poll quite soon. And it's just to ask you what you want to do today. Do you want to do 2 1-hour sprints, or do you want to do 3 46-minute sprints? Because I was typing too fast, and for some reason I wrote a 6 instead of a 5. And so I'm a woman of my word. If that one wins, we can do 46-minute sprints, even though that'll be probably like really confusing to people who pop in, but that's okay. And then Jojo, hello. I'm glad you're here. Happy to help. So thanks for showing up. Hello, Annika. Hope you're having a good day. You just finished Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. Need to decide if you're continuing one of the many books you're currently reading or if you're going to start something new. I totally get it. It's so tempting to start a new book, but then that pile is staring at you saying, does she see us? What is she doing? Sophia's here too. Hello. You're finishing Sea of Charms. Wonderful. And then we also have more people popping in. Hello, Erin. Bonnie's here. Hello, Bonnie. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Iona. I hope you love Day of Fallen Night, Jojo. There's someone supporting it in the comments. Very fun. Colleen's here too. Hello, Colleen. Fighting the afternoon sleepies. Hey, if you need to take a nap, you need to take a nap. But I also understand that can mess with your sleeping schedule. If you're not a napper, that's me. I'm not a napper. So it always messes with me but I listen to my body. When I nap, but I usually don't. Werecat's here too. Hello. Hello, Danny. Hope you're doing well. I see Pete has popped in too. Hi, Pete. Thanks everyone for joining me on these Sunday sprints. Oh my gosh. I love to see it. Valentine has arrived too, finishing volume 4 of Our Dreams at Dusk. Then you're going to listen to music while putting away laundry. Wonderful, because these are also productive sprints. You don't have to be productive in books. You can be productive in chores, in maybe meal prep. It is Sunday for most of us, so maybe you're meal prepping. I also see that Jamie and Rose, Anne's here, Virginia, starting Stay for a Spell. Hello, Ellie. Isona's here too. Hello, Isona. And then starting City of Brass. S.A. Chakraborty. I mean, a popular author, so it shouldn't be a surprise. But I feel like yesterday we were talking about her, and today we're talking about another series from her. So very fun. Hello, Julia. Hello, Alex and Nellie too. Halfway through Fabulous Bodies. What do you think? What do you think? Oh, and actually, now that I'm just going to end the poll, because I'm going to forget about it. I looked down and I was like, oh, I told myself I was going to close the poll soon. It's closed. So the results, I think, are 46. I think we're going to do 46-minute sprints. And I see Linny is here too. Hello, Linny. Q, hello, Q. Painting butterflies and listening to The Wisdom of Father Brown by G.K. Chesterton. Ooh, talk about like nostalgic, comfy, classic crime. That sounds wonderful. Hello, Pony. Hope you're doing well. Anna was also the first person to comment, so I already knew you were here, but hello, Anna. Currently reading If We Were Villains. Ooh, got some dark academia in the chat. Very nice. And then we also have Chantel. Hello, Chantel. These will be evening, wind down reading sprints for you. Wonderful. And I'm determined. They're going to be chill. For those of you who were here yesterday, they were late night sprints. Anyone who was further in the time zones than I was, it was in the middle of the night for you. So you weren't here. Totally understandable. But apparently my video camera said, Leandra, you're done, and just turned off. And so we're going to see if that happens again today, because if so, that's going to be a problem I got to fix. But it was quite funny. So I'm happy to have these be calm sprints for you. I don't think any chaos will ensue, hopefully. Dragon Tree's here too. Hello. Ooh, crocheting and reading The Rooted and the Winged. That's great. Yoshia, hello. Starting The Poet Empress. I've been seeing this one make its rounds as well. Hope you enjoy it. Bonnie's reading Love in 280 characters or less. Ooh, that sounds like it's gotta be some type of, like, tech, social media related romance? That's what I'm assuming. Violet's here, hello. First ever sprint. Friends, we've gotta be on our best behavior. We've gotta prove that sprints are really fun. Okay, going to go between Queen James and the Silmarillion. I don't know that, but that's really interesting, and I love that I'm assuming that one's fiction, and so you're balancing nonfiction with fiction, that's great. Azura, hello, invested in The Lady Vanished by Greta Mulrooney. Stopped on 150 last night. Oh, so you're in the thick of it. You're ready to go. And then Ellie's reading Dead Man's Folly. Great. Hello, Mar. Thanks for joining. I hope you're having a great day. Julie's here too. Hello, Julie. Oh my goodness, this is great. Friends, we have a party here. Nicole's excited to continue reading Project Hail Mary. Yes, you did make some good progress yesterday. You're feeling a little bit better too, which is also good because weren't you? I think you were the one who was having chicken noodle soup. So maybe it's done what it's needed to do, and you just are on the mend. I also just saw a Lucy Foley title from Werecat, The Hunting Party. Definitely more of her thrillers, rather than her kind of mystery thrillers. It was fun though. If you're listening on audio, it has a full cast, which definitely made the book for me. Brianna got up early for this, finishing. Oh, wait, you finished The Affair at Styles. That's right, because you only had like 30 pages left. Hoping to finish The Traveling Cat Chronicles in the first session, then some chores before work. You're having a brilliant weekend. Finishing those current reads, you're going to feel great once Monday comes around and you're ready to read more. Pony finished. Oh, your prep before this stream. Wonderful. Good afternoon, Beth. And yes, so we will be doing the 3 sprints, 46 minutes each. And yeah, we're going to do 46 because why not? It's kind of funny. And then Beth is halfway through The Man with No Shadow. Ooh, I hope you're continuing to like it. It's so fun. It's a really good series. And then Amy, you're doing weekly planning before diving into Ancillary Sword. I need to get to that. I ended up reading Ancillary Justice. Danny dabbles. I read it with her for our Not Reading for Content podcast, and she's recently continued the series. And now it's making me think, I need to pick up book 2. So I definitely need to do that. I hope you're having a great time with it. And then we also have Hedera, hello, starting Icebreaker today because a friend thinks that you should read it, giving it a shot. And that, you know what, that's the best you can do. And you know what, I'm kind of with you in spirit because I'm giving this book a shot thanks to a friend's recommendation, The Way of Kings. And so we're in this together, different books, very different books, but you know what? We appreciate our friends being invested in our, reading lives and, hoping that we love the same books as them. And if not, that's okay. We get to understand their appreciation of a certain type of literature. That's the silver lining. Even if you don't like a book that your friend likes, the best way you can look at it is, well, now I've gotten to know my friend in a different light, and it can help you possibly recommend books to them in the future. Sophia also coloring, ooh, lovely, making an easy spreadsheet for HercEd, which you'll actually use, right? We're putting in the work, making a spreadsheet, and you're going to use it. Kay Fanny, hello, 8 p.m. over here. I've been battling a headache all afternoon, maybe starting to feel better, I hope. And also happy to have you, but if the headache starts to win out and the best thing you need to do is get off screens, totally understandable. Don't feel badly or force yourself. But also happy to keep you company while you wind down in the evening. Nellie's having a ball. Oh, with Chuck Tinkle. Yes, with the Fabulous Bodies. Very imaginative. Think I might like it better than Lucky Day. Ooh. So for those who are familiar with Tingle's canon, I've only read 2 books by him, Bury Your Gaze, and then I read Lucky Day. Lucky Day is currently my favorite. I really enjoyed both, so that doesn't throw any shade at Bury Your Gaze. I own both, and I could see myself rereading them, so I'm very excited about Fabulous Bodies. Anna needs to read. Is that what you're saying? Oh, sorry. The comments always end up jumping at the worst time. Anna read Fabulous Bodies recently, liked it. Not your favorite, but totally fine. Okay, so theme-wise and graphic-wise. That's good to know for people who are considering it. He does lean into the gore, a lot of body horror, and we all have different thresholds, especially depending on the imagery, depending on there's certain things that you're going to be more sensitive with as well. And I'm likewise with that. So I'm glad to know it. His writings improves with every book though. That's good. That's how I felt. I felt as though Lucky Day in comparison, Bury Your Gaze was excellent, a bit predictable for me, which did not detract from it. but I felt like we're getting into also like sci-fi, like speculative horror in a certain way that I'm really liking with his work, even though I haven't gone to his backlist at all, just his newer titles. Bethany, hello. Trying to finish Golden Rule today, about an hour and a half or so to go. So you might just do it. Technically it's 2 sprints, but life gets in the way. And fortunately, we've got 3. So maybe we can help you out. Hello, Tamika. Glad you're here again. MB has returned as well. Good afternoon. And Amina El Sarafi. See, this is what I'm saying. We were talking about Chakraborty not long ago. And then excited to finish this book, Bethany says, but been busy taking care of the chores today. Yep, it's got to be done. And the chores are never done. And then 7 p.m. for Moth. I've been having a painful 2 days. Happy for chillness. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, friends, take care of yourselves the best you can. Sometimes our health, it's driving the wheel. Like we don't have any say in how our health goes up and down. But yeah, being kind to yourself is the best way you can do. So hopefully people start feeling better. And then where are we? Yeah, everybody be funny. Exactly. Best behavior. We've got people joining. We got to prove that they're going to want to join us again. Hello, Sandra. Going to put some clothes away. Then you're going to be reading Cold Burn of Magic by Jennifer Estep. Very nice. A very cool title. Ooh, decision made for Annika. For the first sprint, you're going to shower, listen to Count of Monte Cristo, get your pages in for today. Yep, then you'll feel good about getting those done. Then you're going to decide what to do for the next sprint. Mary, hello. Trying to lower your Christmas books pile. Reading The Christmas Express by Isla Gordon. And then you loved The Traveling Cat Chronicles. That one, I remember I started, but then I was like very nervous about the tears that would probably come. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be for me, so I did put it down, but I really have only heard good things about The Traveling Cat Chronicles. And then Brianna, it's Monday for Brianna, but it was a great reading weekend. Thank you for your sprints. Of course. And that's why I'm always like, it's Sunday for me, but we have to remember there are people who are in the future from me. And so, yeah, you're definitely on Monday already. That makes sense. And then we also have Christina. Hello, Christina. It has been so long. And I mean, not that long ago, I saw you over at Danny's Sprints. So weirdly, it's been long and short for different things. But yeah, I hope you've been doing well. And thanks for sending all the reminders. If anyone needs to stretch, check their laundry, Christina's got your back. Be sure to read her comment and then you'll realize, oh, I forgot something. And hydration too. Are people drinking water? Make sure you're drinking water. Maybe in this first sprint, what you can do is fill up your water. That's what I need to do. Look how low it is. I need to fill up my water. I also have been nursing my coffee for hours and I only have a little bit left. So I need to work on my fluids. And then Lenny is going to do nails. Listen to the audiobook for your book club. Awesome. Which is Clean Point by Meg Jones. Mar is starting the second part of a fantasy trilogy about time control timekeep. Ooh, okay. Very interesting. By a couple of local authors from Spain. Oh, that's awesome. And I imagine you're reading it in Spanish, unless like you have access to a translation for some reason. But that is very cool. Whenever I read a translation, I always think, man, I wish I could consume this in its original text. It doesn't necessarily detract from anything. Translations, the fact that we have them is wonderful, but I'm sure that there's a little bit of a difference when you're able to read it in the original language that it was written. And then Nicole, having chicken noodle soup. Yes, you were. Okay, that's what I thought. I figured that you should read something that'd be invading your TikTok feed since the movie came out. Yeah. Yeah. And the movie's really good. I really enjoyed the movie. I need to go back and read the book at some point because I had a really great time with the film. I know that probably some people are like, oh, it spoiled everything. But I think the book would still be enhanced after reading or after watching the film. And then I see that Tennille's here. Hello, Tennille. Suzanne's updating the reading journal. Carpe Demon's here, reading The Church of Friendo. Ooh, okay. Ellen, hello, Ellen. Might pop in and out, might go for a walk, listen to your audiobook. That sounds great. Yeah, I know that you weren't able to join yesterday because it was so late. It was like 2 a.m. for you, so totally understand. But I'm glad you could join today. And then must get a drink before the first sprint starts. Yes, Azur, go do it. Be a good example. Look, you're representing for everyone, saying, look, we're gonna drink water today. We're gonna do great. And then I see that Ben has joined, and Leah. Hello, Leah. Happy to be able to join. Me too. You're back from a work trip to Chicago. You're reading Scarface and the Untouchable. Is it fiction? Scarface? Or is it about the film? Or I don't know. That's really interesting. And then I see that, is it Danny? Danger Prone Danny is here. Hello, reading Alison Stoner's memoir. Ooh, interesting. And Murder on the Links by Agatha Christie. I support this. I approve of any Agatha Christie that you want to read. So that's great. Oh, and Astara. Sorry, Astara. I just missed your comment. Been busy for months with moving. And I'm sure you're going to continue to be busy. There's always going to be like little things as you continue to settle, but congratulations. That's exciting. Okay, on that note, friends, I see that the timer has gone off. I was trying to like get all the hellos in before it, but it's okay. What we're going to do today, per the poll, is do 3:46 sprints. And we can blame me for that extra minute because, a typo. We'll take it. Okay, so I switched it to 46. We're good. It is a nonfiction. That's what I thought, because I was like, unless Scarface is a book. I mean, I swear every year there is a film that I learn was a book and I didn't know it until now. Like it could be a film that's been out for decades and then I find out, it was a book first. So I wouldn't have been surprised, but interesting. Okay, good to know. I hope you continue to enjoy it. All right, friends, we're going to go for our first sprint. I'm going to hop into The Way of Kings and I'll see you all when we get back. Hello, everyone. Welcome to those who joined. Michael, Crow, Raven. We also had Lila join. Also Issa and Tiff. Lucas joined while playing Animal Crossing. That's what it's called. And also Bree's here. Hello, Bree. We've got Dreaming into Creation. Ellen's also joined too. I hope everyone's doing well. And Bree, what are you up to? Hopefully you're relaxing after hosting July Noir. But also, hey, do we ever have any time to relax? I don't know. It's a good question. Mashu, hello, Mashu. Welcome. Hope you're having a good day. Bia's here too. Hello, Bia. So Sophia, this chapter book, it's way too good. Gotta join next sprint unless it got boring. Ooh, okay. Well, I'm glad that the book is enjoyable. Molly, hello, Molly. Welcome. I see that Temmie just joined. Hello. You got home from the spa. Ooh, a birthday book shopping that sprint. Wonderful. Happy birthday to you. I hope that you were able to enjoy the spa to its fullest, that you got some good books while shopping. Bia playing Moonlight Peaks. That's on my wish list. I want to play that. That looks like such a good game. And then Aaron, passed so quickly it did. And I feel as though whenever I do 45 or 46-minute sprints, they always feel like they go by so fast. And it's because my brain is used to an hour, I think. Kate just joined. Hello. You're currently reading Yesteryear. Now, that book has received a lot of buzz, and I do hope to read it eventually. I'm not sure when I'm going to get to it, though. Nicole made it to page 91. You're still enjoying your book. Awesome. And then Tennille made more. You read more of The Assassins of Thassalon, and you might switch to Pride and Prejudice with your buddy, Michael. Bree, hello. Another Bree for pause, not just a locked booktician. We've got all the Brees in the chat today. I hope you're doing well, Bree. And let me know what you're getting up to. You're probably busy helping authors out, doing some work, unless you've allowed yourself a day off. But I know that that's probably hard for you. And then Azur made it to page 187. Awesome. Ellen, dishwasher going, laundry going. Time for you to get outside for some audiobook listening. That sounds wonderful. Jamie, you've been able to listen to the Iron Garden Sutra. Made it to 45%. Really getting exciting. Yeah, there's a lot that I really enjoyed about that book, and I hope that it finds like a larger audience, because it is really interesting if for those who can appreciate the philosophical discussions, also the dangerous flora, the kind of like spaceship that may or may not be abandoned. I definitely understand why people say it reminds them of Dead Silence, but it's a slower paced Dead Silence in that way. And then Jojo finished your pages. Nice. 100 pages down. Gazillion left to go. Don't I know it? Because I have that too. You can barely see the bookmark. I'm on page 50. So I am 5% into the book. Woohoo! So yeah, still making progress. I'm now in chapter 2. I can tell you that much. And then Aaron read 46 pages, nice indeed. Let's see here. MND Studio did some planning for the month of August. Wonderful. Picture 3 tarot cards for the month too. Very nice. Wheel of Fortune. Now planning your week ahead. That sounds great. Bethany was nearly 2 chapters read. Very nice. A couple pages left in the current chapter. Okay. Jane just joined. Hello, Jane. Thanks for joining us. Ben read a chapter of nonfiction, mostly did brainstorming notes. That's great. Colleen, you took a quick nap. Good for you. I'm glad that you allowed yourself. You leaned into the sleepiness of it all. And then you still were able to read a little bit. Julie did some chores, read some of This King Will Not Kill Me. Beth, 30 pages. Water. Me too. I got some more water as well. Laundry started. Groceries put away. Oh my gosh, you've gotten so many things done. You made it to Thanksgiving in The Man with No Shadow. Oh my gosh. Just wait until Christmas. I always, you know what, that book was so fun, but I think specifically when we get into like winter, like the winter monsters and stuff is really fun too. I won't give anything else away. Um, and then Moth's mom called just as we started, so you didn't get any reading, but you got some social productivity done. It was probably really nice checking in with your mom. Brianna started page 162, and then you finished The Traveling Cat Chronicles. A great book, though you were right in your prediction of tears. Yeah. But sometimes we gotta cry with books, you know. Annika listened to 6 chapters of Count of Monte Cristo, working on those daily pages. And then Brie, locked booktition, relaxing, trying to finish Cleopatra. Ooh, wonderful. Best of luck. Thanks so much for joining us, by the way. I'm always honored by your presence because I know that you're super busy. And then Hedera, almost 100 pages into Icebreaker. Not my kind of read, understandable. So you're going to switch to something else for the next sprint. And you know what? You gave it a good shot. Like 100 pages for a recommendation from a friend. I hope that that friend, if you don't end up finishing it, appreciates you putting in that effort because that's you really, giving it a try, and not all books are for anyone, you know? Like I know that Icebreaker wouldn't be for me, and that's okay. And I've got friends who've given it 5 stars and love it. Nellie got to 63%, Carpe Demon, page 164. A little more reading, then we're going to see the new Spider-Man movie. We were talking about the Spider-Man movie yesterday. I think a couple people went to go see it. And then Q started detail work on the butterflies. Annoyingly, hand tremors started, which makes it 10 times harder. I can imagine. You blame Michaels for not carrying the type that you need. Yeah, so like maybe ones that can like lessen the chance of hand tremors, but oh goodness, give your fingers rest if you can. I know that it prevents you from being able to do the project you want to do, but it's really tough. 45-ish minutes is Azur's sweet spot. I think an hour is a little long for you. Yeah, it's so interesting because obviously, like, it's just dependent on different people. Some prefer 30 minutes, a nice little burst, which I think that probably is more of a sprint. When we get into 45 and to an hour, are they sprints or are they, a little bit longer jogs? But yeah, I do prefer longer sprints myself. And it's always interesting to see like what people prefer to do. And then Ellen reading The Mountain in the Sea. It's great. Have you read it? I haven't. So I have read another book by Ray Naylor. It was Where the Axe is Buried. I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was so fascinating, this kind of dystopian look of, like a controlling government. It very much, I think, is almost like a modern version of books like 1984 or what's the other one? Which was the prototype for 1984, if I'm remembering correctly. It very much gives me that vibe. But those 2 books I did not finish, but I really loved that book. So I've been meaning to try more by Ray Naylor. I know he came out with a new book. The premise of it doesn't really attract me, but I do want to go back to The Mountain in the Sea. That's definitely one I want to read. So I love to hear that you're enjoying it. Annika officially down to 22 hours in the audio. Woohoo! Less than a day. 24 hours in a day. You've got less than a day to go. That's so funny. What big books. They're crazy. Bia didn't manage to finish Golden Sutra for the book club. Understandable. A lot of people didn't. And then not to repeat myself, because I know I mentioned this yesterday, but Iron Garden Sutra was our book club choice for last month for July. And it was a book that quite a few people had to put down because it's slow burn, slow paced read. And I would not begrudge anyone for having a hard time with it. And there's also other reasons. It might just not be a book that you're enjoying. But that was the main reason people were giving. You're hoping to continue it this month. And then you've got our next pick ready to go, which is The Secret Adversary by Agatha Christie. I'm so excited to be rereading that book. I've read it once before, a handful of years ago, and I'm looking forward to kind of getting back with our young adventurers. So yeah, it's going to be good. And then Kay Fanny, 28 years. Oh my gosh, let's try that again. 28 pages of The Night and the Moth. You're still intrigued and you're glad because, you had a bit of a slump after Project Hail Mary. And was that because you really enjoyed Project Hail Mary or didn't work for you? Isn't it funny how you can get into a slump in either scenario? Either because you weren't enjoying a book or because you loved a book and now what can compare to it. Our brains as readers, it's hard to kind of keep up with that. But yeah, Skeleton Key, back to listening to Eve by Kat Bohannon. Very nice. And then Raven worked on 75 booked. You're doing so good. You're so close to finishing it. I asked the question. I love how a couple comments later you have in parentheses because you enjoyed Hail Mary. You anticipated my question. Mary, at page 78 of 323. Okay, early days in your Christmas book. Hope to get at least half read this sprint. Ooh, okay, we can do it. And then Rose finished cleaning your bathroom. It's got to be done. You probably are feeling a lot happier with it being completed. And then currently having a snack. Ooh, lovely. I might have to brainstorm what kind of snacks I have because I probably will get hungry, if not in this coming sprint, in the next one. And I also, what's so funny is my brain, I had to ask myself, have we already done 2 sprints? We've only done 1. But I think it's because we were sprinting yesterday, and so somehow I've already lost track. But we do have 2 more sprints, just to confirm with everyone. And then MB got grocery list made. Wonderful. 2 loads have washed. Oh, awesome. And then now you're just waiting for the dryer. Raven made lunch. Oh, you made your mom some lunch. That's really nice. Werecat, 63 pages of The Hunting Party. Big font, very short chapters. Yeah, it's because of the multiple POVs have you swapping so quickly. I distinctly remember that. And I only listened on audio though. And even that, it was very quick jumping to different characters. So that makes sense. Lenny finished The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo for your own book club. Absolutely loved it. And you need to read more by that author. And then Animal Crossing is put away. Okay, Lucas, now you're picking up Legends and Lattes. That's awesome. That's such a good book, and I do need to continue that series. And then Ben says, Spider-Man Brand New Day is excellent. Best thing Marvel has made in years. Well, it's quite the statement. Astera, 45 is a little harder on sleepy days. Oh, yeah, I get it. I'm agreeing with you there. But you can just catch a minute in the middle somewhere. Go on. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point too. Sometimes 45, I'm like, this is what I need. If I'm having a distracting day, 45 works because an hour I'm asking too much of myself, but depending on the task as well, I feel as though a 45, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to really be able to get into this, but an hour allows me to. Or if I want to eat and read, sometimes I need to, Anyway, there obviously a different time works for different tasks. And then Ellen says, oh, yay, just got Where the Axe is Buried. I think it's really moving and really thought-provoking. I appreciated the author's note at the end. He was saying how he was writing the book thinking about his daughter and like the society, like that we were obviously like providing her and future generations, like where certain, political leanings are going. I thought it was really thought-provoking. And I read it quite quickly, even though it's like a dense read, and I probably wouldn't recommend binging it, but I did. And then Q, Wrong Type of Butterflies. Nothing against monarchs, but you need blue morphos. Ooh, I don't know if I know what blue morphos are. And then just be a weird. I don't know why I just read your entire channel name. Check out Bia, she's wonderful. But that's so funny that I made it very formal. Okay, so you're enjoying Iron Garden Sutra, but did have to DNF the audio. Oh, because the narrator didn't work. Yeah, you know what? I tried out the audio narrator, and I don't think the voice would have been my choice either. Not that the performer wouldn't have done an amazing job, I'm sure. But sometimes you just kind of hear a voice and you're like, this doesn't fit the tone or what I'm expecting. So I do get that. You're going to just read the ebook. And actually, speaking of, I need to write my review of it on NetGalley because that was an ARC that I received, didn't get to it, partially because I wasn't going to get to it anyway. And then another reason was when we decided for the book club, I had a good reason to not get to it. But I do need to write that review. And then Bethany just had to read Iron Garden Sutra. Oh, yeah, on the side. It was a fun, thought-provoking read. Needed time to think on it. Yeah, I don't think that one's a really good one to binge either. I think it is one to take your time with as well, which is dependent on you being in the mood for it for an extended period of time. And that also can be tough. And then we see, reading Ready Player One. Sounds good. Best of luck with that. 9 p.m. here. So, yeah, we may have you until you go to bed. Thanks for hanging out with us, BGSK. And then using this break between sprints to feed your jumping spiders. Oh my gosh. Man, I don't know if I could have a spider as a pet, but I hear the people who have them obviously adore them, so that's wonderful. And your spiders probably appreciate being fed. A reminder: feed your pets, friends, or give them some scritches or whatever they are in desire of. Bree's going to go see Spider-Man tonight. We'll have to see what you think about it, if you enjoy it or not, and if you agree that it's one of the top tier Marvel movies in a while. And then I only have a few more comments, and then we'll go into our next sprint. But Brianna says that your next book will be silent reading number 2. Oh, so is it like a volume? Is it a graphic novel or like a what is it called? Manga series. And then blue morpho spiders. I'm thinking of the jumping spiders. Blue morpho butterflies, Kate says, make me think of a book called Jaguar. That was your favorite as a kid. I've never heard of it. Hi, Naya. We've only had one sprint, so you haven't missed much, and we're about to go into our second. So welcome. Glad you could join us. Snacks and drink have been acquired for Aaron. Jamie only has the audiobook for Iron Garden Citra, still on hold for the physical, used to the narrator now. Yeah, and like that's not to say that the narrator does like an awful job. I think for me, it's just the association with the voice doesn't sound right. And maybe I think the narrator might sound older than the character we're following because the character's younger than I expected to. So maybe that's what that was. There was a butterfly conservatory near where you grew up that had a ton. Also, the Ren Fair outfit theme. Cool. And then Lenny says, my dog definitely appreciates the message. Yeah, being like, yeah, behind the ears, please. Maybe some tummy scritches too. Thank you very much. And probably the cats are like, I will tell you when you can pet me. Thank you very much. Okay, so Danmei. Aha! I was gonna say, I was like, what are the different versions of books that have volumes? Awesome. Sounds great. I hope you have a good time with it. Okay. On that note, friends, we're going to go into our second sprint, 46 minutes, and I hope to see you on the other side. Hello, welcome and welcome back. I saw some people joined. Let's see here. Addie joined. So did Holly. I see that you guys are reading. Let me see here. So Feather's So Vicious, and then Holly's reading Bat Eater. I'm reading Japanese Gothic next month. That's gonna be my first experience with the author. I hope you're liking Bat Eater. And then Nellie made it to 70%. That's awesome. Had to leave. Totally understand. Deborah joined. Forgot about day 2 sprints. That's okay. Starting a classic mystery, The 39 Steps. I own that book. Have not read it. So you're going to have to let me know, Deborah, what you think of it. I've heard only good things. And then Lucas made it to page 186 in Legends and Lattes, end of chapter 21. What are you thinking? Have you got to the part? There is one part where one of the characters like bakes like a certain kind of cinnamon roll, and I love that character so much. They're so sweet. Nikki just joined, listening to Elantris, preparing turkey breast to smoke for some sandwich meat. Danny is 5 pages left in your book. Feel free to mute me if you need. Mashu read 40 pages of Her Radiant Curse. And then Wildlife Girl snuck in during the last sprint as well. Hello, reading a German book on wild animals at the moment. Ooh, very cool. I have been in such a mood to read nonfiction about animals. There's one that just came up on, I was doom scrolling as you do, and it was called The Arrogant Ape. And it discusses how humans, in testing animal intelligence, we're basing it off of what we deem as intelligence and how we've tracked it in humans. And that's just not the way to do it. And I'm like, oh, I need to read this. And so I've put myself on hold for the physical or for the ebook. I got to see if my library has a physical copy because I would love to read that. And then Azur literally finished the last page of my book, The Last Minute of the Sprint. That's perfect. Moth read a little bit of A Crime Through Time. Brianna just did dishes, showered. Those are important things. Now you're feeding and walking the dogs before work. They appreciate it. It's good to get a little walk in too. Tammy got about 10% into A Dance with Death by Brittany Arena. And then Jamie on your lunch break, wonderful, 50% into Iron Garden Sutra. Woohoo! Kimberly just got home from Craft and Creative Girls Night. That sounds wonderful. Now you're ready to read. And then with all of us, lovely before sleeping. Hope you had a great time already. We have, but oh my God, I'm jealous of you. A craft and creative girls night. That sounds so sweet and like honestly perfect. Do you do it monthly or weekly, or is it just kind of when you all can have time? Because that sounds really fun. Carpe Demon made it to page 221, halfway through your book. Colleen, 15 pages left in The Wolf King. And then page 115 for Nicole. Great. Annika got a sweet treat at 10 p.m. Very nice. Because free will exists. It does. And then you read only 2 pages. But that's okay. I got myself a little treat. They're called Heavenly Hunks, oatmeal chocolate chip. They're like big cubes, and they're quite nice. They kind of like almost feel like half baked. And they're, at first I was like, oh wait, is that what they're called? They're not called half baked. It's just alliteration. And yeah, it's also vegan, which is wonderful. Dairy free, gluten free for those who have those like dietary restrictions or a chosen, practice of veganism. But yeah, it's really lovely. And then where am I in the comments? I got distracted by Annika's mention of a snack, a sweet treat. And then Mary, page 132, you're halfway. Suzanne is making progress in Sea of Charms. We also have BGSKG making progress in Ready Player One. And then Owlish Whelp decided to DNF your book. Oh no. So now need to pick something else. But you know what? Say no more. we don't have to talk about that DNF. We're on to better and brighter things. Really glad that you didn't buy it. That is, I will say, whenever I DNF a book that I've borrowed from a library, I'm just like, good job. You supported your library and you have saved money for books that you're going to want to have on your shelves. So it's a win-win for everybody. And by DNFing, you aren't forcing yourself to read a book that maybe wasn't for you. I feel like that's better for the author and the story. I feel like a DNF helps everyone. We can spin it that way. There's probably someone who would say it doesn't, but that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Lucas, Thimble has just done the third baked good. Midnight Crescents. Yeah, Thimble is so sweet. Like that character, I love the book no matter what, but that character definitely made it for me too. Kimberly's currently reading The Goldens by Lauren Wilson. You're really loving it. That's awesome. And then Danny's 54% into Murder on the Links. Very nice. Bethany finished her book. Congratulations. And you predicted it. You said you had like an hour and a half left. And so this tracks. Kate read 43 pages of Yesteryear, 24% in, just finished a chapter that had some brutal but honest takes on modern feminism. Interesting. I definitely want to try that. Every time I bring that book up, I think about The Mad Wife, which I also very much want to read. I currently have it borrowed from the library, but I have borrowed it before and had to return it because others want to read it, and I just know that I won't have time. So we'll see if I get to it. And then other books that I have borrowed currently, if you all are interested in, are, what's it called? Land by Maggie O'Farrell. That would be my first time with her. I did try Hamnet, but I ended up DNFing that. So this would be another attempt, I should say. It's not my first try with her, but I have high hopes for it because of the content. And then I also have, it's from the author of Northwoods, Daniel Mason, newest book, Country People. It looks really good, and I want to read that. That would be my first attempt with that author. So I probably have too many library books at the moment, but they all just look so good. So we'll see if I can get to them. And then Tennille finished today's pages of Pride and Prejudice. Wonderful. Julie hit 35% in your reread. And you've mixed brownies. Wonderful. Hedera continued with The Plot Against America for this sprint, part of your summer course in dystopian literature. Almost done with it. Scary how relevant the book feels in today's climate. Oh, for sure. When a book hits, whether it's a new book or a book that was published 50, 100 years ago, depending on what it's addressing, and if you think, wow, we're still in the thick of it, or this is relevant to us today more than ever, it can be really eye-opening. And then Sandra just got to page 50 in your book. Wonderful. Mar, 7% in your 700-page book. Yep, that's where. Okay, so I am now 6% into my book. So yeah, we're making slow progress. It's okay. Nikki, those are super good. Oh yeah, these are honestly, I really enjoy them. There's another brand, I think it's called Emmy's something that I found. I like their little coconut kind of cookies. Also very nice and soft. Because I'm not someone who really likes too crunchy of a cookie anyway. But yeah, I'm really liking it. And I have a coworker at the library who is gluten-free, and I was like, hey, we can share snacks. I'm happy to share some with you because I'm not gluten-free, but I'm like, a lot of the snacks I'm now buying are gluten-free. And then Q finishing up this set of detailing. Very nice. Then have to head off for dinner. Yeah, sounds good. I hope you have a lovely dinner. And then Kimberly, we do craft nights when we have time. Yeah, everyone brings their own projects. And so it's not even like you're just like, hey, we're just working on our work in progress. Someone might be crocheting. Another person might be diamond painting or puzzling. That sounds wonderful. And then you're bringing something to eat. Talk books and life. Yeah, started it this year and you can recommend. And I love that you say that this is like arguably a new development. You just started it this year. So if anyone's interested in doing that with their friends, no time like the present. It's not like something that you have to have been doing for years and years and years. It's like, hey, we decided that we want to do this and it's benefited our lives. Like, that sounds really wonderful. I'm glad that you all decided to start that this year, and I hope it continues. And then Erin, again, read 46 pages. Wonderful. Yeah, a page a minute. It seems to be what's going on here, which I love. And then, we've got a comment about, I think I've only ever DNF'd books from the library that I'd lent for a challenge or had to return or forgot what was. Yeah, I've definitely DNF'd books I've owned. Unfortunately, it happens, but for the most part, they're just library books because I don't buy too many books. And I'm slowly working on my backlist. And then Skeleton Key ended up taking a nap that sprint. Wonderful. I'm sure your body appreciates it. Raven read 40 pages of The Empress of Salt and Fortune, watered your flowers. We got to hydrate ourselves as well as our flowers, our plants. So that's actually a good reminder. We've been feeding our pets, taking care of our pets. How are your plants doing, friends? Have you watered them today? If they are requiring that, yeah, because I don't think I've ever reminded anyone to water their plant now that I think about it in these sprints. So I apologize. I've been letting everyone down. I've been letting your leafy friends down. And then Holly says, Bat Eater is exceeding your expectations. It's actually rare to find a well-written horror novel and not just a good story. Yeah, and I think that horror, it's tough too because I think that is the genre where you have such particular preferences that really come to light more than in other genres, I would say. I think I'm quite picky with horror compared to other genres. I mean, mystery, I've just read so many mysteries that I can be picky, but I think that horror, it can be hard for me to find a 5-star. When I do, I can't shut up about it. And that includes like 4-star reads as well. But I understand that. And there is a difference between like horror for entertainment value. A lot of it usually has social commentary as well, but one that is especially talking about modern issues. I've heard exactly that about Bat Eater. Mashu has been reading At the Playground, and it's dark now. I can imagine. Time to go home. We'll probably not make it to come back. Oh, that's okay. Well, I hope you have safe travels, safe walk home or drive home, depending on how far it is. And thanks for being here. I'm glad that you were able to take us outside with you. Ben made a lot of notes, beat 4 levels of Mario versus Donkey Kong, and now you're going to read it the next sprint, I guess. Northwoods was crazy, Beth says. So that's what I heard. Another coworker at the library, she said that it was like quite dark, but it was really fascinating, and I really want to read it. Lit folk horror. Okay, this makes sense. Whereas Country People has been said it's a bit satire, humorous. Like I feel as though the author might have gone a very different route, unless I'm reading the premise with the wrong tone. But I'm really excited to read Country People and then go back to Northwoods possibly. And then your 80 pages, 80 pages to go in The Man with No Shadow. Yahoo! I'm very excited for you, Beth. Brianna says there is a Ray Bradbury book that takes place August 4th, 2026. It's dystopian. Think about a mechanical house. It's called There Will Come Soft Rain. Also, what an eerie title, kind of. I mean, it can be sweet, but I don't know. There will come. I think that is what makes it like soft rain sounds lovely. And then there will come. That sounds ominous. Very much like what is it? Like a prophecy. That's what that sounds like. Very weird. And so isn't that so funny when books or film mention a future time and now we arrive there? Wasn't that the same with Back to the Future? And that is it's so weird. And then Raven only read half of Hemnet in June, too heavy for you. Yeah, and I say I DNF'd. I read the first page and I just wasn't interested. But I think it was maybe too close to having taken a course in Shakespeare, and I just was sick of the man, I guess, even though it's about Hamnet, his son. Anyway, but yeah, I think that probably I just didn't give it a chance. But good for you for knowing that it was too heavy for you. This is Ben's first and probably only month all year not doing a readathon. So taking her time with, and that actually, I mean, we're about to go into our next sprint, but I'd love to hear what readathons people are participating in August, or is a good majority of us just taking a break? I mean, there's always readathons, and so I'm not going to be surprised surprised when we have dozens mentioned. But yeah, I'm also taking a break. I'm not participating in any readathons, partially because I guess we're doing TBRathon. We're here, so we're all participating, even if you aren't doing any of the prompts. You showing up, you are participating in TBRathon because you're keeping me company. But yeah, I'm not really participating in any huge readathons. I'm planning mine for the fall, and I've decided that is enough. I only have capacity to plan a readathon. I can't necessarily participate in one at the same time. But yeah, on that note, friends, the timer has gone off, and so I'm going to send us off into our final sprint. Because I said we're only doing 3 today. We did 3 yesterday. I think that's some good balance. If you need to head off because it's getting late, quite a few of you remember when we started, it was 9 p.m. It's probably quite later now. Don't feel badly about not sticking around. Feel free to go to bed. Or if it's already Monday for you and you've got to get to work, got to start your day, I understand, and you're not hanging out with us much longer either. NetGalley Camp. I haven't heard of that one. That sounds fun. And then others are saying no readathons, skipping readathons in August, Women in Translation Month. Oh my gosh, why did I completely forgot about that? I'm so glad you brought that up, Holly. Thank you. I'm gonna have to see if I can add like a couple. Actually, I do. I already have that is, when you start to think your brain already was anticipating this, because I have a few books that I planned on reading this month anyway. And then I promise we're going to get into a sprint. I'm getting distracted, but no one's surprised. The Healing Season of Pottery. I don't know if that's actually by a woman. I have to double check that. And then Woodworm by Layla Martinez. That is also a translation that I planned on reading this month. Yeah. Ooh, exciting. Okay, I didn't know that I was participating in that already, but I'm glad you mentioned it. So now I can read those books a bit more actively, rather than passively participating. So that's wonderful. Participating in the Little Cafe Readathon. Oh, that sounds very sweet, Isa. Oh my goodness. They're on Instagram too. And so it's a Discord readathon slash Instagram. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Okay, anywho, let me send us into our next sprint, and I'll see you all. If you return, I'll see you all when we get back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. How was that sprint for you? I got another almost 10 pages in, meaning I'm now 7% into this book. We're still learning who all the characters are, and so it's slow going, but I'm not minding it. And actually, I am enjoying the perspective of the character I'm getting now. Her name is Shalyn. I like her very much, and I'm intrigued. 25% into your book. Awesome, Temmie. Jamie, that sprint went fast. It did. I'm telling you, these sprints are going fast. I feel like all weekend a sprint hasn't dragged for me. Lucas got to page 252 in Legends and Lattes. It's only about a 300-page book, I think, so you're very close to the end. And then Sophia's back. 60. Oh, you're at 60-something% for your book. It's so freaking cute. That's great. Julie read 3 chapters of The Red Winter. Ooh. So you switched to that book. How are you feeling? That one's, I think, is quite kind of like dark, almost like gothic fantasy, isn't it? The way the premise is. And you had a brownie. Oh, I would love a brownie right now. Actually, I'm just craving chocolate, honestly. And so that is probably going to have to be something I scrounge up. I might have to have another one of these because that started my chocolate craving. And then, so Dreaming into Creation finished Control Alt Orc. It was so cute. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Almost done with Ready Player One. That's great. And then Chose to Knit. Lovely, Azure. You listened to your audiobook this time too. Nicole is at page 150 of Project Hail Mary. Hello, Ash. Welcome. We are wrapping up though, friends, just so you know. If you just joined, I'm so sorry. Feel free to rewatch, the sprints. We were pretty good. We had a great conversation. We were on track and made sure that we were productive. But this is going to be our final chat, just so you know. I'm glad you stopped by though, either way. And then Danger Prone Danny finished Murder on the Links, gave it 3 stars. I would say that tracks. I feel like that one, that's not typically anyone's favorite, and I think it's a 3-star read as well. Jamie made it to 55%. Bethany got some more housework done, picked up the next book, but might just take a little break until later. That works. Tennille read 3 chapters. You had supper. Wonderful. The blueberry walnut oatmeal sounds really comforting. That sounds wonderful. Ellen didn't read any of this sprint, and that's okay. You sent an email that you've been putting off. Good job. You caught up on some booktube videos. Great. And then you're excited for Shorty September. Oh, that's another one. Yeah. And feel free, friends, if you know about September readathons. I mean, it's August, but I'm sure that this is around the time that the announcement videos will come up. And then Kimberly's on page 86. Would love to continue, but it's late here. Yeah. You've got an early day tomorrow. So yeah, you know yourself. You should probably go to bed. Erin only got 4 pages left of your book. Oh my gosh. You're definitely going to finish by the time we're done. And then Bethany says, oh, Shalyn is definitely a fun character. Really had fun with her. Yeah, just met her. It's the first chapter. And I like the description of the city of Carbranth. We're probably not going to be here for very long because it seems like it's passing by just so she can meet someone. But I like the setting of it being like along the ocean. I really like the description of the city so far. Annika read 3 chapters of The Intrigue by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Is that the one that was optioned for Aardvark? I'm pretty sure it's been optioned for Aardvark this month. It might be a month where I skip again. I don't know. I really like that Aardvark allows me to just skip. But I thought about Country People because that's another one that's optioned. But because I have it from the library, I don't see the point in buying it just yet. And you got the arc, so kind of forgot about it. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens to most arcs for me too. And then Tennille says, I wish Alan's perspective was a majority of the Way of Kings. Yeah, so we're with Kaladin, and there's been other perspectives, but they seem really brief. I don't know, Sen, Kalek, Zeth. I think those are all the perspectives I've received. Not sure who we're going to get more of. But right now, Shalyn's my favorite. Even though I did like the prelude with Calic. That was very interesting. And then 294 pages in your copy. Oh, okay. I was right, about 300 pages. It's so great and lovely, a sucker for found family. Yeah, and I really loved the setup of, as they were building the cafe, and there's all these references to, our version of whatever they've discovered in our own modern, real life cafes. So I just found that very endearing. Beth, 40 pages to go. Nice. Hedera is halfway through Jaws, very different from the movie. I've heard that. I have heard that there's some questionable things in the book that fortunately didn't make it into the movie. But it seems like you're glad that it's different from the movie. Almost as enjoyable. And it is kind of nice when it's not a direct copy. I think readers who are anticipating an adaptation, they want the film to be as close to the book as possible. But when a lot of time has passed, I enjoy when a film or TV show is a bit different because then the book is still a separate thing too. It depends though, case by case basis. And then Kate, 42 more pages. Very nice. 32%. Oh, okay. So you're like a third of the way. And then like the pacing, the flashback so far. That was something I didn't realize. I didn't realize that there's flashbacks, which I'm glad I know whenever I start that book, because I thought we were just going to be in the kind of weird time travel past. I didn't know that we were going to be with the main character in modern day. And that would have been jarring for me, I think, because I would have gone in with the wrong expectations. It is Shallon with 2 A's. Yeah. Bethany, petition for more Shallon. Yeah, it's Shallan. And then let's see here. Dragon Tree read 45 pages. Very nice. Jacqueline is 40% through The Priory of the Orange Tree. Raven read a manga outside. Oh, wonderful. And then you read a whole book outside prompt. Oh, because that's a prompt for Herked. Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Nutty, you're reading Everything Was Beautiful and Nothing Hurts. Interesting. Is that a truthful title, or is it a title where like, yeah, things hurt though? You know what I mean? I could see that happening. Sandra, you're now at page 90. Red Winter, historical horror fantasy. Very interesting. That's what I thought. And I actually feel as though it's probably not a book that I would enjoy, even though I'm seeing so much buzz about it. And so it's definitely hitting the right readers. I hope that you're going to end up loving it. And then Carpe Demon got to page 262. Owlish, 26 pages into Until Death by Mary Berman. Your husband won't stop talking. Yeah. Hopefully he's saying things that you find interesting too. But it is tough when you're like in a household and you're like, is this book invisible? Is this book invisible to you? Because I can see it. Why can no one else see it? Or I guess it could be in your ears too, but you're like, do you not see the headphones? Too funny. Brianna, now at work, getting the day started, was really fun. Walk with the dogs. Foggy, soft. Ooh, that sounds like a wonderful morning. A little bit of a foggy morning. Sounds really great. And then Kimberly's heading off. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And then Carpe Demon probably leave during the next sprint. Well, we're done, friends. There isn't another sprint, just so you know. This is our last chat, and we're going to be signing off anyway. So this is actually perfect. I'm glad people have other things they got to get done anyway, and they're leaving to continue their day. Bia is taking part in ARC August. Wonderful. Colleen finished The Wolf King, logged it, haven't decided what to read next. And then, this is the first time you've tried a readathon like this. Might not be the last time. Trying to participate in Herked 3, so need some motivation to read. Yeah. And that one, obviously, it's quite the commitment, but I've heard that there's like scaffolding. People can do easier modes, harder modes. So it's really cool that QWERTY's, providing other options for people who want to participate in Herked. One day I might participate, but for now I'm just kind of living vicariously through everybody. And then Jen finished Recalled to Life. It was really good. Awesome. Quite the page turner. Another book done from your shelves. Love to see it. And then Bethany, you have not even met all the main players yet. I didn't think so, especially because, I didn't expect that we'd met them all. but we are meeting them. So far I've met, what did I call? I think I said like 5. I think I've mentioned 5 or 6 people so far. So, okay, the cast is going to grow. It should, because this is humongous. So that's good to know. And then Colleen, think you're done for the night, and then have to start prep for a procedure in the morning, and you can't eat. Oh my goodness. Best of luck. I hope you don't have too many nerves. I hope you get a good night rest, because I know that anticipation for that can cause insomnia. Think you're just going to watch TV, rest for the night. Good for you. And then let's see here. Not truthful. The main character is death. Ooh, okay. So yeah, nothing hurts. It's going to hurt. Okay, good to know. And then forgot that Legends and Lattes had a bonus story. So the main book ends at 257. You know what? You mentioning that, I think I now remember that. I think I distinctly remember thinking it was 300 pages, and then it ended so much shorter. And so I wasn't mentally prepared because I wasn't expecting that short story. That's so funny that you said that, Lucas, because I read that during Battle of the Booktuber. It was recommended to me. So I got to the end and I was shocked because I wasn't expecting it. I gave it 5 stars though, so I loved the book. And then what else? Annika saying goodbye, friends. Enjoy your time zones. Yeah, that's really lovely. I hope everyone has a lovely time zone wherever they are, whether they are, finishing up Sunday or they are carrying on with their Mondays. And then Tennille says, when we were young, my sister used to on purpose pester me when she saw you had a book in your hand. How dare her? She's like, Tennille, perfect timing. I have a question for you that cannot wait. That's too funny. And yeah, good night to everyone / good morning, good day. For those of you who have just stumbled upon TBRathon Weekend Sprints, we do it the first weekend of every single month, meaning that we will be back the first weekend of September, times, to be decided, but it is that first full weekend. And yeah, I appreciate everyone for hanging out with me, whether you've been here for both days or you just were able to make it for today. You've helped me. You've helped me start a book that I've been saying I was going to read all year. I've literally said I was going to read this all year. I put it on my TBR for the past 2 months, and now I can say I'm currently reading it, and that's great. And then, Bethany, yes, going to grow by a lot. There are some characters that annoyed you so much in Way of Kings, but in later books you enjoyed them. Okay. Growth, character growth, and you grow to appreciate them. Good to know for that too. So if someone annoys me, I'm like, Bethany says they get better. Okay, thank you all so much. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Take care of yourselves.